Well, reflection. When you think of the word reflection, what do you think of? Think of a mirror? Do you think of a pool of water? How about that? Looking into a pool of water. What about when you walk by a store? Do you look at your own reflection as you walk by? Or at one time when I was big, I didn't even want to look in a mirror. I didn't want to look in a reflection. I didn't want to look at anything. And you know, sometimes other things happen in your life that you start reflecting on. That really need to be reflected upon. But you look at them so differently than really they should be looked at. And that's why reflection is good for you at times. Because just like right now, with the birds around me, being outside, having my harmonica and my jaw harp, and just sitting here. The mailman just came by and I talked to him for a couple minutes, listening to my music out here. Just reflecting on everything, the sounds. I mean, you know, I live up in the boondocks. They're actually putting sewer pipe in for the first time. Okay? That's where I live. This is first time stuff, so. There's all kinds of noises around me that are going on that I'm not used to. And sometimes in your life that happens as well. And what you have to do is you just have to sit back and just go, wow. Because no matter how you play it, either on a jaw harp or on a harmonica, it's got the same reflections. But you're looking at them in a different way. Because you get different sounds, you get different tones. And so when you reflect, you have to make sure that you don't bring all those little innuendos in on it. You know, I mean, all those things you think of, all those supposed happenings that are going to happen because of this, because of that, and you start worrying about them, you get anxious about them before you know it, you're all worried about them. Well, that's what reflection time is for. Get a little bit of it right now, and we all need it at times. So what I'm reflecting on is, like I said, the birds, watching them fly, watching them come around. Because I feed the birds every day. I feed the crows too. I have a special place, a couple rocks over there. I put food on there every once in a while, and they know when to come, when not to come. So it's kind of interesting to get interaction with that. And the reflection time that you have, even with that, with watching the birds, just smile, just watching them come feed, and feel happy that you did it. You're the one that, you gave it to them. And at bodyandmindredesign.com, I just hope that what I'm doing here is something that is helping all of us, because we all need help, as you can see. We all go through things, no matter what, no matter what you think, no matter how good you think you're doing, we are all going through things. And when you get the time to reflect, if you do it properly and come out of it in a way that you feel so much better and not feel worse. In other words, all those things that you've had in your mind, the scenarios that are in your head that you think are going to happen, they never happen. So take it as it comes, but be ready for it. And that's the part the reflection helps you with. Because in here is where you need to be ready, in your heart, for something that's going to happen. Who knows how you're going to deal with it? Who knows how you're going to help? What you need for help, I mean. But if you do need someone to talk to, go to my Gmail site at Body and Mind Redesign and give me an email. I'll get back to you. But until then, reflection you can do. Boy, it's so neat to just be able to go somewhere. You ever sit by a roaring brook? A waterfall? Wow. How about sitting in a room with yourself? You ever think of that? How do you feel about that? You reflect upon how you feel about yourself. And then what you can do is say, well, if I'm doing that, how do other people feel about me? Wait a minute, that's not a reflection. It still kind of is, because you're reflecting back to you, aren't you? Well, yeah, you are. That's right, it all comes back, doesn't it? Ugh. You see? It's good. It's good to reflect. It's good to reflect at times when you're really having a hard time, because you're going inside. You're taking the time. That's what it really is. It's the time that you're taking for yourself. See, you can go up, you can go down. But you can always reflect, no matter where you are, no matter what part you're in, no matter where you are at the situation that you're in. I went up this morning. I've changed the oil in a garden tractor. I've opened. This umbrella. I put up the table and chairs. Reflection is part of your life, not just what you have to do in life in order to live. Because when you turn inward and you see what you're thinking of inside, it's so different. Feels so good to be able to come out of that time feeling good about yourself, about you. Think about that. Good morning, Mark. Hey, Michelle. And this reflection time, boy, outside like this with the birds, even if you are all by yourself, you can still have the reflection of who you really are as a person. I mean, I've noticed one thing since I've been doing this podcast. I don't know if you've noticed it. Maybe someone has. I was in a motorcycle accident last year, and I never noticed, but the eye where my fractures were is closed more than this eye. Never used to be that way. That's this reflection. I shouldn't have reflected. I just noticed that. Well, I'm still here, still kicking. Maybe that thing knocked some sense into me, huh? You might know, Michelle. You might have a pretty good idea. I didn't have any sense before. Well, I still don't. I'm still going through some stuff, but that's what reflection time is for. So, no matter which way you go, start with the harp. See, you can go back and forth too. The reflection time is nice. But it's time to go. I reflect on that. I'm not going to stay too long. Had to make a promise to myself. I've been going 15, 20 minutes on these. I got to stay around 10, no longer than 15, because I know even I get old to myself. That's pretty old. I'm already old. Now I'm getting old to myself. Not really, but you know, the reflection time, you see what it does? It opens up things. I mean, I didn't really know what I was going to reflect upon when I first started. I didn't even know what I was going to play. I just started playing because I was in that kind of mood. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope we can both reflect and come out of this a better person out of this whole thing. And the only way we can do that is the 3 ways that I usually let you know every day. Now, don't leave, please, just because you hear them all the time. Try to be good. Always be true to yourself. And don't forget, the one thing that you always got to make sure you do. I mean, you have to, you know, come to an end sometime, but you have to do this one thing in order to make it happen. You know, I do anyway. So in a gracious note, I would just like to leave you today with a lightly, just lightly, telling you a little bit. Adios! I gotta do that, I'm sorry. Audio, I'm sorry. Adios! You know what that means? Another podcast is over. Hey, tomorrow. Guess what tomorrow is? 50. Yeah, I got 50 podcasts. Yep. I'll have 50. Unbelievable. I didn't think I'd last this long. Okay. iHeart, Spotify, Amazon. Pandora's on his way. And iTunes is submitted. It says submitted. It's starting to come. It takes a while with those, okay? Subscribe, please, and don't forget. I love you all. Thank you for coming. Don't forget, reflection. Make it good. Don't come out of it in a way that, you know, it's negative. Come out of it positive. Okay? So that's how you do it. It's really slow. Until you come to adios. Adios, everybody. Adios!